Hey, welcome to Headbangers and Hard Rock Television. My name is Sam. So we're going to give you our top 13 bands that Reed made covers that we really enjoy. And in this, we cannot duplicate any band because a lot of bands have done multiple covers and we're not going to go there. And I'm going to be collabing with my buddy Tommy from Horns Up TV. You got to go check it out. He does a lot of, he does some unboxings with some good albums that he just got in and give you some countdowns and favorite bands. It's really good. Go check him out. It's Horns Up TV. Links will be in the description. So I will be bringing back, I will be talking about reviews of bands, our favorite old bands that are actually coming out with new albums in 2023. And we'll be talking about albums that are coming from around the world that you might not have heard of, but I'm going to bring them to you, so check it out. And if you like that kind of stuff, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Hey, if you want to see more videos, hit that notification bell so every time that I do put a video up, it will let you know. All right, let's get to the video.
13. Starting off with my number 13, my favorite number, John 5. Another number, John 5, with Michael Jackson's Beat It. I know that's off the wall.
Before I get to my number 13, I just want to give an honorable mention to 3 bands because I really like them. The one I took out, I was switching 1 or 2. One of my ones is Marilyn Manson. He done a cover for, he did a cover of Tainted Love, and I really like that song. I put that on, but took it off and replaced it. My next one is In This Moment. They did a cover of Blondie's Call Me. I thought was pretty good. And a band called Non-Point. They did the Phil Collins cover, In the Air Tonight. I think it was for a movie. They actually did the soundtrack on. I thought was pretty good. You can check them bands out. All right, so my number 13 is Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit came out with George Michael's cover of a cover of George Michael's Faith. I thought it was really good. I think it was just done very well. Really cool. They looked like they had fun with it, and I really kind of enjoyed that. Not too much into the rap music stuff, but I did like that.
12. Number 12, Hatebreed. They did an album called For the Lions, which was full of covers and a couple live tracks and stuff like that. But For the Lions had some really good covers on it. It was kind of hard to pick just one, but that was kind of the deal. We couldn't have any repeats of bands on this list of 13. So Hatebreed with their cover of Sepultura's Refuse Resist.
All right, my number 12 was a cover of Gary Newman's Cars, and that was done by Fear Factory. Fear Factory didn't go too crazy, pretty much kept it almost like the original. I like that. It was a really good one, so I like that for my number 13.
11. Number 11, Slayer, the almighty Slayer, with a punk classic from Bay Area punk band. I believe they're from the Bay Area. D.I. with Richard Hung himself. That's said, keeping this thing diverse a little bit. You got a punk, you got a pop, you got a metal. So, Sam, back to you.
So my number 11 is a cover of Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven, and that was done by Mastodon. They did it really good. Now they actually, if you listen to that version, it was definitely a take on it. So they kind of made it their own, I believe. And sometimes doing covers, I really do like that.
10. Okay, I'm at my number 10, Nuclear Assault. Yeah, speed thrash, fast metal band does a cover of Led Zeppelin's Good Times, Bad Times. Now, a lot of classic rock guys would probably hate this cover, but me, I thought it was pretty good. So that's on my list. Again, keeping it diverse, keeping it running down the line with number 10. Back to you, Sam.
All right, my number 10 is Motley Crue with the cover of Smoking in the Boys' Room. They did a really popular video. It was always on MTV at the time. I thought it's kind of a corny video, but the cover I thought was really good and really well done. And I definitely think Mick Mars is definitely one of the underrated guitar players. 9.
All right, number 9. Yeah, something like that. Number 9, Yngwie Malmsteen. with his classic cover of Rainbow's Gates of Babylon. Flawless track. This is one of the best comparison, I think, for sound to sound on Rainbows and Yngwie's, as opposed to some of these others. Kind of like throw their own little spin on it. But this one, really easy on the ears. Great cover by Yngwie.
All right, at number 9, I did Disturb, and they did a really good cover of Sound of Silence. Everybody's heard it. He did a great job. The guy is just an amazing singer, and I just really liked it. Even though it's been done so many times, he really done that really well, and I love it.
Number 8, Gwar. This one's going to throw you for a loop. Yeah, Gwar. These guys down in Richmond, Virginia that get all dressed up, and actually you can see a picture of the late and great Odorous back there in the dungeon. But their cover of Kansas, Carry On Wayward Son.
Carry on my wayward son, there'll be peace when you are done.
Yeah, you talk about something different. A definite metal approach to a classic rock song, and they definitely put their own spin on it. I thought it was great. I know a lot of classic rock guys would be like shaking their head listening to this thing like, what is this? But I think it's awesome.
So my number 8 is Megadeth with the cover from Alice Cooper, No More Mr. Nice Guy. I think he did a really good job on that too. I enjoyed it, and it's Megadeth. Megadeth, I think they did another cover, but with this cover, I definitely like that one. That was really well done.
My number 7, Flotsam and Jetsam, with another classic rock song from Elton John, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. Or just Saturday Night's All Right for the actual title. But that song is metal as heck, by the way. Metal from Elton John. That's about as metal as you're going to get from Elton John. But, great song, great lyrics. And, they actually threw 7 o'clock and I want to mosh.
It's 7 o'clock and I want to mosh, want to get a belly full of beer.
Pretty cool. So that's my number 7.
At my number 7 is probably my favorite band of all time is Pantera. They did the Black Sabbath cover of Caravan. They did it really well. Didn't do, like I said, they did it pretty much just like Black Sabbath would. And there's probably one person in the world, or 2 people in the world, that I really wish I could have met in person and maybe even hang out for about 5 minutes, and that is Dimebag and Vinnie Paul. These guys were they were Pantera. That's all I gotta say.
All right, number 6. I'm not a huge fan of Corey Taylor or Slipknot and Stone Sour, but I thought this cover from Stone Sour was really good. And it's Children of the Grave, classic Black Sabbath album. And I thought it was done really well. I thought it was kind of spot on. Corey Taylor does have the pipes, and he definitely brings it. But, it's kind of hard to do a song from any like Ozzy or Black Sabbath, in my opinion, and nail it. And they did just that. This was a great cover of Children of the Grave. Sam, back to you.
My number 6 is Metallica. They did a lot of covers, but I think my favorite one was the Queen Stone Cold Crazy. I really like that. That was really good, hard hitting, Stone Cold Crazy. I really enjoy Metallica. Like I said, they've done all kind of different covers. We're only allowed one band per cover in this list. There is a couple of them, has done many of them, but that is my number 6.
All right, I'm at number 5. Anthrax. Yeah, another thrash metal band from New York, but I took Anthrax because they did some good covers as well. I know most of you guys will probably pick some other covers that they did, be it Public Enemy's Bring the Noise, Antisocial. They did a couple, Got the Time, Joe Jackson, but my favorite Anthrax cover is 18 by Alice Cooper off of I believe it's Armed and Dangerous album. And I thought that was a great cover of that song. They did a really good job with that cover. Anthrax covers Alice Cooper with 18.
All right, my number 5 is Machine Head. Machine Head did a cover of Iron Maiden's Hallowed Be Thy Name. I thought it was great. He added that Rough Boys in the end, so he kind of made it his own.
Sorry,
their own. So that was really good. That probably could have been. I think that could have been a little bit higher, a little bit closer to number one. I really did like that. It's just he did such a good job, man. And you gotta check their music out. It's really good.
My number 4, Metallica. And again, you guys probably would have picked a lot because Metallica has a ton of covers from anything from Budgie to Deep Purple to Black Sabbath to Misfits. But, you know, hey, I like their version of Blitzkrieg by Blitzkrieg. Again, they were a garage band. They actually started in a garage. And Blitzkrieg off the original Kill 'Em All tracks, along with another cover tune, Am I Evil? So if you can get a copy of that with those tracks, I recommend getting that, you know, on vinyl or CD. But I definitely have it in my collection, and I love Blitzkrieg. I think it's great. Metallica with Blitzkrieg.
All right, my number 4 is probably a really hated band for some reason. I don't know why. I think they put out really good music. It's Five Finger Death Punch. They did like that. Kenny Wayne Shepherd's cover was done by Five Finger Death Punch. I love the Blue on Black. I love the Blue on Black song a lot. I think they did a really good job. Kept it pretty much like their original. Didn't change it too much. That was good, and I really think they've done a great job. They did a couple of them with Bad Company and all that stuff, but this was definitely my favorite cover by them.
Number 3, we're getting down to the wire. Testament, with a classic from Aerosmith. You know, another classic rock song being redone by a thrash metal band, and it's Nobody's Fault, off of the New Order album, my favorite Testament album. And I thought that was a really good cover of that song. Chuck Billy versus Steven Tyler. Go figure. But hey. Or Joe Perry versus Alex Gold. Hey, I think it's great. So that's my number 3. Sam, what's yours?
My number 3 is another song. I can't remember the lady. I know it's kind of an older song a little bit differently, but that is Judas Priest, and they redid the song Diamonds and Rust. That was a really killer song back in the day. Didn't even know it was a cover until later, you know, years and years. But they done it very well, and that is definitely one of their popular songs is Diamonds and Rust.
Number 2. And we're getting down to it, man. Number 2, and this is heavy and hard from both sides. From the original writers of the song, performers of the song, Judas Priest, and people that covered it. Death covering Judas Priest with Painkiller. There you go.
So my number 2 is the band Anthrax with a Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath from Black Sabbath. Obviously, they did it really good. They did a live version. I was just checking. I listened to that. I listened to that so much that time. The one day between that whole album was really. I mean, I just remember listening to that album over and over again. But Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath was done very well from Anthrax, and that is my number 2.
Number uno. Here's my number 1 cover of all time. And again, it's one of those bands that are really tough to cover. And we didn't do that duplicate thing on the other end of this, because this one is Sepultura covering the mighty Black Sabbath with their edition of Symptom of the Universe. And I think that's number 1, the heaviest Black Sabbath song of all time, and it definitely is even heavier with Sepultura covering it. And that's kind of hard for a Sabbath fan to say, but you know, I think they're Igor pummeling the drums on this track, and you know, just Max's, you know, serious shredding on the rhythm guitar. It's just, you can hear those brothers playing that. It's just an incredible cover of Black Sabbath, the classic Symptoms of the Universe.
So my number 1 song is probably, next to Pantera, is probably my favorite band, and I'm mixed with that one because I love the original singer, David Wayne. He was in a car accident which died early on. That is Metal Church, and then Mike Howe replaced him, and for some reason, even though he was a great singer, for some reason I didn't get to me. That just, I don't know what it was. I couldn't get into it for some reason. Even though the music was great, the singing was great, just something about it, I just couldn't get into it like the original singer. Now in 2023, I'm going to bring up a new album in this. They got a new album coming out, and I'm going to be doing a review on that very shortly, where the song, they released a song and video, and this will bring you back to probably the first two albums with the singer, because he really sounds a lot like David Wayne, or at least he don't sound like him, but he's got that feel. I thought it was definitely old school, so I can't wait. But Metal Church did a cover of Highway Star. I love that song. I love that album. The first Metal Church album was definitely, it's just, that's where I thought I wanted to be a metal drummer. I wanted to be a metal drummer, and that was definitely one of the first songs that I tried to learn, which was very easy. I just sucked at the drums. But in all that, that's my top 13, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Me and Tommy will do this again. I know we would do some live streams, but stay tuned. I got some cool reviews of some of our favorite old bands and some bands you've never heard of, and giving you reviews and bringing you their music to check them out. All right, so make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and me and Tommy will check you later.